Hi, everyone. Welcome to Clutch Entertainment today. And today we're going to be talking about how to always be prepared for any situation that comes across your life. And there's a number of things we can do to, get to that point where we always know what's going to happen, know what we're going to go and deal with. It could be just being prepared for a trip. It could be just preparing for a speech. It could be just being prepared just to meet someone new. So there's a lot of essential things that we have to go through, and we have to know how to be prepared. And some people just are not prepared at all. Some people just go into things and they say, I'm just going to bring whatever with me. And those people, I say hats off to you. But I would say overall, though, we all need to be prepared in some way for all the situations that we have to face in our lives. So let me give you an example. So, for example, like when I go to work, okay, I work from home. All I have to do is log into my computer and start working. So the only thing I really have to do to be prepared for work, I have to visualize what am I going to do to get into work as quick as possible as soon as I wake up, or I can say I can wake up early and do certain things. So you can go through a bunch of different scenarios and get to a point where when you work, you'll be exactly where you want to be and be set up so when you work, you'll be there. So all I do personally is I wake up and I go right to my computer and sign right in. That's just what I do. Okay. Everyone has their own strategy to start things. They have their own strategy to do things a certain way. And you can't really change how people do things, but you can only change yourself. And knowing how you do things really helps you to be prepared for any situation. So that was just a prime example, but let's get right into some of the things you can do. So I would say the most important thing is when you're trying to get started into, trying to know what you need to do each day to go like to a store, you go to an appointment, go to an airport to fly, go to read a book, to a library to study. You got to make a list of everything you're going to do. This is the first step, making a list and getting that to that point where I know exactly what I'm going to bring with me. I know exactly what I'm going to do to get there, and I am going to write all this down and be prepared. So when you do this, you'll be able to be like, I can do this, because it's a matter of being confident in yourself, and that confidence stems from being prepared. But making a list is always the best thing you can do. When you take those thoughts that are in your head and put it on a piece of paper, just take a pen, just a regular pen, write it down on a piece of paper. There's paper right here, just write it down. Even if you need to post it on a wall, like put it on the wall next to you or something like that. That way you can get your ideas from your mind to the paper and it relieves stress. It's a big way to get started and great way to get prepared. Next things I would say is, after you make that list, visualize what you're going to be going through. Visualize what issue you may face. You may not face them. For example, sometimes I like to, if it's hot outside, I like to bring some water with me and a snack. You never know. What if your car breaks down? What if somebody gets in an accident with you? What if, you're in traffic and you get stuck and you're thirsty, hungry, that's just a little example there of, just being prepared for like a short trip. We have to get to that, step where we know where we're going to go. We need to know what are we going to run into, and visualizing these things gives us that idea. And it gives you a definite help when you're trying to be realistic in what's going to happen. Now, on the other hand, when you're visualizing, I wouldn't visualize catastrophic events like I will get in an accident, I will break down, you don't want to visualize that. You just say it might happen. So when you say it might compared to it will, that's a different mindset, and that's what we need to have. We need to have that mindset where it may or may not happen, okay? Then there's times, when you go out and nothing happens, and you don't need to drink that water, you don't need to eat that food because nothing happened, So it's just about being prepared, and you can use it the next time, next time you go out. So I would say the next thing, after you visualize is to identify anything that's going to put you off track or put you where you don't want to be. And that was kind of going along the same lines as, thinking and assessing those situations of what's going to happen to you, thinking it might happen, but it may not. I would say the next thing too, you want to learn to stay calm and adapt to certain situations. So a lot of times, you want to be calm under pressure. When some kind of pressure comes your way, you don't want to get overwhelmed. You don't want to get like flustered. You don't want to get like all upset and all sad. And you know, it doesn't help you when you do it to yourself. And as I always tell a lot of people, including myself, everyone is their own worst enemy. Like when I do something wrong or I do something to myself that like I'm self-talking and I'm talking about, man, I'm an idiot, I shouldn't have done that, or I made a mistake, I screwed up, you know, you don't want to be too hard on yourself. You want to be like, okay, I messed up, I'll do better next time. That's all you can really do. No one can change the past. And trying to change the past is just going to give you more anxiety and more depression. That's why a lot of people get depression in the first place, because they mess up and they just, you know, they just keep beating themselves up. And that's the thing we got to do. We cannot get in that situation because we just need to prepare. We just need to prepare for what's going to happen. And if we can have a good preparation, that's great. Now, there are certain times in your life where you can't prepare for certain situations. Somebody calls you into work and you're like, I wasn't even supposed to work today. Or you have a death in the family and someone dies. Or you have someone who gets sick, or you have someone who says, I'm going to show up, and they don't show up. The ways to prepare for those situations is like I was talking about before. You got to be flexible. You got to be able to adapt and stay calm. Because if you get upset when those things happen, it's just going to make your situation worse. I'll give you an example. One time I was supposed to go on a date with this girl, and she literally didn't show up. She said, I'll be there at this time, and she said, I can't make it. I'm not going to be able to be there. And I was just like, okay. Like, I didn't know the girl that well, but I mean, it did hurt me inside. I did feel that I was betrayed. I did feel that I didn't get a chance. But in my mind, after a certain point, after she didn't show up after 10 or 15 minutes, I had a thought in my mind like, you know what? Like, it doesn't even matter now if she shows up or not. I'm going to be upset regardless. And having that mindset really helped me overcome that specific event. I would say another thing, you want to create like time management. So whenever you have a situation you're going into, like say you're prone to feeling anxious, an example, like going out places, make sure you create a time schedule of what you typically expect to do, like an itinerary kind of. You can write down the itinerary, you can visualize the itinerary, but you want to have an idea of what your schedule is going to be, where you're going to be at specific times. And don't be let down if you're not there at the specific time, because that's okay. The time schedule or the itinerary or time management is just to give you a good way to anticipate, this is what's going to happen at this time, this is going to happen at this time. So you're not worried like, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? When's this event going to happen? Like, we don't want to be in that situation, because if you're in that situation where you're guessing when, that's going to create anxiety also. So having an idea of what's ahead, what's going to go on. Like if there's a program for like an event you're going to, look at the program. Look at what steps are next. Look at when something's going to happen. We always like to know when certain things happen. And if you can know that when, that will drop the anxiety a lot. It'll make you a lot more confident. It'll make you a lot easier to get through that situation. Like, for example, if you're going on a plane, okay, I'm going to go on a plane for the first time coming up soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and I see, oh, I'm only going to be on a plane for an hour. That's not bad. I got to visualize in my mind. That's not too bad. It's not going to be any worry, And then basically, when I'm there on the plane, I'm just going to be like, look, I'm only on here an hour. It's not a big deal. I know what time I'm leaving. I know what time I should be there. Don't worry too much about the in-between. Just worry about the present. Worry about where you're at now and what you're going to do next. I would say the next thing, build support. Get friends and family to help you out. So if you're always, prone to something happening in a situation, ask somebody to go with you on your trip somewhere, or ask somebody to, keep an eye on you, or ask someone, if I need you, can I talk to you? Or there's a ton of different ways to have your support and have someone help you out. You can ask a friend, a family member, relationship, like boyfriend, girlfriend. You can ask a brother, sister, mom, dad. There's so many different people you can ask. And if you don't have somebody, there's always support groups out there you can check out, by calling like the trying to think what the name of it is. There's like the support groups for like people who struggle with depression. There's support groups that people struggle with drinking. There's support groups that struggle with certain ailments or certain sufferings in your life, and you can always reach out to them. Hey, I'm struggling with this. What's a good way to cope with this? And these other people can get you in that group, and they can help you to get through these situations, which can definitely help. I'll say the next thing is to stay informed. Make sure you're putting your stuff, being organized in how you're going to prepare, and putting yourself in a situation where you're going to be able to, complete everything you need to complete. If you're prone to being hungry in the morning, or you're dehydrated in the morning, put out a glass of water, put out some food like that you cooked the night before. Get yourself in a situation where you can be informed and be prepared and organized to be able to do any kind of situation. And I would say the last important thing for being prepared for any situation is to do these certain skills. So the first skill I would say is communication skill. Be able to communicate, be able to put out what your issue is, and to talk about what you can do to complete this issue, whether it be with a friend, family, or yourself, or writing notes down. Just communicate the right way. The next thing is to have problem-solving skills. Know how to solve your issues, know how to get through the issues, and that will help you get to the next level. Next thing you can do is use technical issues. Be confident with your tools and technology relevant to your work or to your daily life, and that'll help you get through anything also. And then have your survival skills, most importantly. Make sure you know how to get the right food, the right nutrition, the right water, to do the right exercise, to make yourself be able to do any situation, to be fit. And those are the big things I would say overall when you're trying to make yourself prepared for any situation. And overall, like, if you ever need to be prepared, like I said, like, always ask for help. That's the most important thing. Asking for help, writing stuff down, and assessing your situation and being flexible. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today. Hopefully you got something out of this today, and hopefully that you can always be prepared for any situation that comes across your way. Whether it be hard, easy, medium, whatever comes across, you should be able to handle it. Because God puts everything in our lives for a reason, and He puts you in that situation because He wants you to be able to handle it. And He's testing us each and every day, and we just gotta trust in God and get through any situation that we do, and make the best out of everything we can. And if you fail, you can always get up and try again. Know that you never have to give up. Know that you're worth something, and know that no matter what anybody says or does, you can do anything. That's the big message today. And that's how you can be prepared for any situation. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today. Hopefully you got a lot out of it today, and if you can like and subscribe, that would be great. And if you want to comment in the comment section below, that's awesome too. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.